Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video where I'm going to be showcasing the Veto CBLD. Oh, hi Millie. How'd you get here? Of course, I'm showcasing Millie as well, but mainly we're going to be showcasing the CBLD, my HVAC loadout, since I got it dialed in. Some of you guys may remember my last video where I was showing the first look at the CBLD to kind of give you guys a general idea of what you can fit into this bag, the sizes and everything like that. But now I've actually been using it at work and finally got the tools dialed in, so I want to show you guys what I actually have in this, especially for the HVAC technicians watching. Now, you guys may also notice that I'm outside, and I just couldn't help it because it's just so beautiful out since it is finally spring. And speaking of spring, make sure you guys check out the Veto Spring promotion. It's going to end at the end of May, and you can still get this Veto CBLD for free if you buy a tier 1 tool bag. Make sure you guys stick around because I'm also going to be showing you the B2B, how I dialed this guy in, because I think I originally told you guys that I was going to use this as my gas repair toolkit, but I made some changes to make it more practical for my line of work, and I've been seeing guys online all the time trying to struggle to find uses for this, so I'm just going to show you guys another idea, so stay tuned for that as well. So starting off, probably one of the first modifications I did to this bag was getting a shoulder strap. I actually didn't buy Vetos because I've had, as I said, pretty bad luck with them in the past. I actually got this one from Klein Tools, which I've showed you guys this before, and it works really well. It's the same strap that I have on my TPLD as well. Because I ended up loading a lot more tools than I showed you guys in the last video, so this bag got kind of heavy. A little bit too heavy for me to just carry around with one hand all the time. So the shoulder strap definitely helped take off that load for me. Starting on this side here, I got the brushless subcompact impact Milwaukee driver, and I actually ended up using this tape holder as kind of like a little seat belt to hold my drill in here just in case. It hasn't fallen out once, but I don't know why I just kind of naturally started doing that just for added security. As I told you guys before, I've dropped my TPLD off of the roof and things come flying out. And on the other side here, I have my Fluke 116 multimeter. It's probably my most favorite multimeter. It has a little bit of electrical tape on it, but that's only because I lost the screw that holds in the battery, but it pretty much does everything that I need it to do. I've had it for actually 5 years now, and besides the tape on it, it still looks brand new in my opinion. But for some quick tests, I do have the Klein Tools voltage tester, where I just need to quickly test if there's high voltage present or not. And you guys saw me geeking out in the last video. I kept my Klein Tools utility knife in this pocket that's bottomless right here, but I feel like it was just made for this particular knife, and it's really nice. I actually prefer this one over the Milwaukee because it actually has 2 positions here. It can go all the way out, but also at an angle as well. Got the belt clip there. But the only thing that I wish it did compared to the Milwaukee one is that the Milwaukee one does have a Phillips and a flathead on it. This one only has a Phillips, unfortunately. Then on this little pocket here, I have my Klein Tools ratchet tool, and this thing comes in handy all the time, especially for the hard to reach places, like if I'm trying to get to flame sensors on carriers or Linux where the engineers really hate technicians and make it nearly impossible to get to. This comes in handy, and as you can see by this bit, I use this to open up gas valves as well. And since there's also some extra space in here, I just have a little Sharpie here as well. And then this tape holder chain actually did not come with the bag. I forgot which bag that comes from, but I believe that when you do register your bag under warranty, you do have the option to let Veto know, and typically they do send you one of these, and I think I still need to do that for this particular bag. As you can see, I just put my electrical tape on there and some thread tape. And just switch around to the back here in the back pocket that has a lot of space in it. I have my little bit case container. Gyn Kern. I probably butchered that, but I'll leave a link down in the description for this because I don't know why it's really hard for me to find small big containers that are heavy duty and able to fit in these Veto bags, and this one has come in handy. And I keep anything from wire nuts to spade connectors, various screws, fuses. I go through a lot of fuses, some jumper wires, hose clamps as well. Pretty much anything to help me do basic electrical repairs on the job. And then I also fit my old Veto Pro Pac that came with my Special Ops MC tool bag. This, I just fit a bunch of batteries in here. AA's, AAA's, some 9 volts, some CO test plugs, because you would be amazed on how many customers forget to replace the batteries. At the very bottom here, I just have some extra hoses, whether if I need to use these for repairs or use them on my gas manometer to do some pressure switch testing as well. Yeah, you're roaming around. You have to clean out the van so that you have plenty of space in there. And just a reminder to make sure you guys hit that like button. Every like is going to be a treat for Millie. Yeah, you like that, don't you? And going to the front here, as you can see, I don't put a tape measure in here. On a daily basis, I typically carry a tool belt pouch where I have a mini tape measure in there. And I definitely fit a lot in here. So I got my crescent wrench here, got some wire strippers, Again, love the Klein Tools one. Got some drill bits in here, some random sockets. Got a little vice grip as well. Got some different sizes of wrenches, especially when I'm working on boilers. And then there's actually quite a bit of space down here where I keep even more bits and more sockets as well. And then on this front pouch right here, which I really like, I actually ran out, but I typically keep some sandcloth in here to clean up some copper piping, whatever I may need with that. And then going into the big compartment here, the zippers and Velcro, and I definitely made use of this area. I'll just start on this side here. In this pouch, I have my manometer that I use for testing gas pressure, and it's very reliable. Only complaint about these, I believe it's Testo. I have tape around it because of how cheaply made they are, but they're very accurate. And then I just have my hoses for it in here as well. On this side is kind of where I keep my brushes for cleaning burners, cleaning up the furnace a little bit, doing a little bit of dusting and housekeeping on the units, clearing out the humidifier trays as well. Just kind of have different brushes for different tasks. And then next up, got the Refco temp clamp meter, which is really nice, very accurate. One of the faster meters I found. A little bit pricey. I know that's well over $100, I believe, but compared to some of the cheaper options out there, I definitely can't complain. Only thing that I would keep in mind that I see a lot of my coworkers struggling with is just taking care of the spring in here and making sure that the screw doesn't come out. So make sure you just keep an eye on that. But I typically just use this for testing temperatures on boilers typically, so it doesn't get a ton of use, luckily. And then next up, I got the Klein Tools IR07 temp thermometer. Has the temperature probe, of course, and then also has a laser thermometer as well. If you can't reach the spot where you're trying to get a temperature reading, this is a really nice alternative. Only thing that I wish I had though was the magnet on it. I also got another Klein Tools where this is a laser distance measuring tool in feet or whatever else you may want to read it on. This is really nice for when I'm getting pictures of measurements. If I gotta figure out how far the exhaust and the fresh air intake goes or the line set, this will give me a much more accurate reading. If you're using this, just make sure you don't shine it on any reflective surfaces such as ductwork, because that can throw off your measurements. And then I'm gonna switch over to the bottom down here, and I think I kind of mentioned in the last video that you can fit a lot down here, and I was actually quite surprised. I can fit my big Klein flashlight down there. This has probably been my favorite flashlight. This swivels, it's magnetic, and it's a carabiner as well. Super versatile, has a couple lighting modes, which is really nice. And what I like about it too is that when the power dies on you, it actually kind of has the green glow to it so that you can find it in the dark if you need to. Because my only complaint about this flashlight is that the battery doesn't last as long as some of my Milwaukee flashlights, unfortunately. I got my big magnet dish down here for catching screws. As you can see, I've been kind of lazy just putting my bits in there. Catch all for quick and easy access. I keep my Milwaukee gloves down here as well. These are my cut level 5 gloves. I think I have some cut level 3. Very nice. Saved me from a lot of cuts. But my biggest thing is I always wear gloves after I get cut. If you know, you know. And then I got my little stubby screwdriver. I love this thing. Super versatile. There's so many scenarios where I have to get to hard to reach places, and this has accomplished that. And it has different sizes for Phillips and flathead, and it can do 5/16 and 1/4 inch as well. Whatever you may need, this will get the job done. In that same pocket, I also have a universal socket set, which I'm sure a lot of you guys used to see commercial for these back in the day. I like them. I have no complaints about it. Sure, it's a little bulky, so you can't get the bolts or screws out there in hard to reach places. This has saved my butt so many times, and I love it, especially for only 10 bucks. To me, it's a no-brainer. Billy, what do you think about this bit? Yay or nay? What do you think? Do you approve? And in this big pouch here, it's perfect for my Milwaukee linemans. These are probably the best linemans I've ever had. I've always been skeptical about Milwaukee hand tools because a lot of people told me to stay away from them. I don't know, I might get some hate for this, but I think Milwaukee has been making really quality hand tools. Not all of them, of course, but I used to be Klein only and Knipex only. For Milwaukee and their price, I think that they're pretty competitive in their quality. I go through cutters quite often, so I just get some cheap brands. This was Work Pro. And surprisingly, it works really well. Has a little bit of rust on it. It's gotten some use out of it. This guy I've had for many, many years. I actually have no idea what brand it is. These needle nose pliers aren't a 90. It's kind of more at a 45-degree angle, and it's been really good for getting those awkward hose clamps off, especially on drain traps. I think this has made my job so much easier. And on the right side here with these little bits here, I just have a little drill bit for drilling holes for thermostats typically, so I can put anchors and screws in the wall. I have a little step bit here These are kind of cheap. This one is getting dull. I think I'm gonna switch this out for something else. Then I also have a 5/16 Allen wrench, and I only use this to get Train S9 V2 doors off. I don't know why Train switched over to that style. Sure, you can use a flathead or a screwdriver, but over time it strips out the port, and this is the proper tool to use. On this side here, I definitely fit quite a lot in here. Got my favorite DeWalt right angle attachment for a drill. I know that there are other options out there. I know Milwaukee makes some, but Milwaukee does not make one that's extended like this and flexible and good quality. I know that there's a lot of cheap brands out there that make them, but I've used a lot of them and they only last a day. This one has lasted me for years and it's really reliable. Obviously you can't put too much power through it, but for reasonable screws, it's definitely a must-have. But speaking of extensions, I got this 13-inch extension here for, again, just hard to reach places, make my job easier. Got my all reliable flathead. I think I've had this since I was in high school, and you can definitely tell, but this is the most reliable tool that I've had, just beating the crap out of it. Doesn't take up much space in the tool bag, as you guys can see. And then tucked away back here, I have just a basic Craftsman level. I mean, it's a level. How fancy do you need to get? And shifting back to this main area here, I got my Fluke 323 clamp meter, because unfortunately this Fluke doesn't have a clamp meter option. And I do have a field piece version of this where the clamp part is removable and kind of does everything, but I use that on my AC tool bag. But personally, I really like Fluke. I think they're just very reliable. Corresponding to the lineman's pouch, I have just screwdrivers, a Milwaukee flathead, a random Master Mechanic Phillips screwdriver. I like it because it's magnetic, so that's handy. And then I have this Malco, the A10. This is extremely useful, especially if you're taking a lot of things apart, especially doing heat exchanger repairs where you're putting the unit back together and you're having a hard time just lining up the screw holes together. You can poke this here and here and put a lot of weight and pressure on it. It's much more reliable than the Harbor Freight version of it. I've really put a lot of weight on this and it's taken everything that I've had to throw at it. Up here, just got a boiler gauge. I just went to Ace Hardware and I built this so that I can quickly verify that the pressure gauges on the boiler are reading accurately by using this guy. And then on this side pouch here, I definitely fit quite a lot in here. I got my mirror in here, probably my favorite mirror because it's also a flashlight as well. A lot of guys have rolled their eyes at me. I'm like, hey, it saves a hand so that I don't have to hold a flashlight and a mirror at the same time. Loving it. And then I just have another Milwaukee extension bit here, the 1/4-inch bit. I keep this little 1/4-inch bit in here because it's much more skinny than my other bits. So especially if I really need to pry and get my drill bit in there, it's really useful. I got 2 of these Knipex channel lock pipe wrenches. I keep 2 in here so that I can do gas repairs, especially gas valves, where I don't need the bigger wrenches. And then tucked away down here, just have my little baby crescent wrench here. Super nice for smaller bits, especially working on gas valves where I don't need a big wrench or it's kind of in hard to reach places. This really comes in handy. And then I have an Allen key, which is basically the same bit as this guy on my ratcheting tool for gas valves in case if I really need to pry on it because I don't want to break this. And just a reminder, like, this is pretty much a lot of tools. For the size of this bag, it's really impressive. I was basically able to fit almost, or actually pretty much about everything from my MCP backpack tool bag because I wanted basically just a smaller bag so that's easier to carry, and this has definitely exceeded my expectations. So without any further ado, I'm going to also show you guys the MB2B to show you what I did with it. So at first glance, it looks pretty wonky, but it's been working out pretty well for me. I just have this hung up by the hook and it doesn't go anywhere in my van. Super light and easy to carry. As you guys can see, it's holding on my thumb right now. It's not heavy at all. So I have my gas detector, also made by Klein Tools as well. This is the ET120. And then in the main compartment, I actually have my combustion analyzer back rack. And this fits in here pretty nicely. And essentially the purpose of this bag is that I get a lot of calls where there's some type of gas complaint or smell complaint, and sometimes they can't figure out what it is. So I just bring in this bag with both detectors just to make sure that I cover both sides on the spectrum, because I've even found that my local gas company has misdiagnosed a gas leak smell for actually carbon monoxide, and that could have killed the person. And luckily I trusted my instinct and brought both of them in. Found that there was actually no natural gas whatsoever, but it was actually carbon monoxide. And then at the bottom, I just have some soap and pipe dope as well for repairs and just more further leak testing. And then in this front pouch here, I just have a bunch of rags, some wire brushes and whatnot for cleaning up the joints, so I can, you know, actually see the leak, especially with soap. And then in the zipper compartment here, I just have these CO test plugs. And then on this front pouch here, I just have some random Allen keys in here in case if I just find a loose fitting or something like that on a gas valve, I can just quickly tighten it in and I'm all set to go. Anyways, guys, Millie and I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit that like button so that Millie can get as many treats as possible. Of course, she's gonna get some for being such a superstar in this video. And as usual, I'll see you guys on the next call.